But it makes sense. They were all bouncers at some of the biggest clubs in Sacramento, and now they're just telling stories and having great conversations about hot topics.
Hey, so this weekend, you posted this video, man. It sounded 100% like Joe Rogan. This shit is getting 100% crazy. You can't really tell what's real and what's not. It was a great video, by the way.
So, a group of guys I want to talk about are these About the Night guys who run an up-and-coming podcast out of Sacramento on Nightlife.
It captured how Rob looked like Drizzy Drake's, long-adopted kid. How Warren had massive calves. And for some strange reason, you look like the 3-day weekend.
Man.
But I was,
and then you look like what?
I was forced to be a fucking casino machine game.
No, say what it is.
Cartoon looking. Hairy buffalo.
You look like him. Bro, when that thing is charging at you, you be like, oh, this a winner.
Chicken dinner.
It's a winner right here.
Chicken dinner.
Every time I pass the casino and I see that, I think of you. I swear to God.
What I was trying to get at is, all right, because it was some very good similarities, okay? Some very good similarities.
He know when he walked by and just like looking at a mirror. Oh shit! He's like, it's another one.
I don't believe
that's
in
what
it.
you get for that fucking Drake joke, nigga.
Yeah, well, I mean, shit. Picture didn't lie. I mean, shit. Y'all, if you know, you know.
Hey, you dug for that picture, boy. That one you found, nigga. That was the one I took with like Jordan was like 3 months old.
You should have seen the one he found of me,
bro. I seen it. I was like, nigga. I didn't see your face. Your calves was in the way.
No, he has another one.
Calves was in the way.
He has another one.
That's sent to Winton or to Warren alone. That's how I was like, I will use this nigga.
Damn.
But this artificial intelligence, man, is definitely reaching some new levels and new heights. I mean, everyone's heard and seen the video. I mean, we got another one that's getting ready to come out of what? Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Yeah.
Did you do one with Morgan Freeman?
Now, it wasn't long ago when I was out in the nightlife trying to get a piece of ass. And I have to tell you something. That's a lot harder now. A lot of helpful females out there. Women who ain't worth a damn.
One with Donald Trump that you had that was out there.
You know what, Joe? It's sad. It's really sad. This whole time, this entire time, you've come after my administration. If I was president, none of this would be happening with Russia. None of it.
Out up there for you guys to see, just to see how artificial intelligence is really taking over in another way. Is this dangerous?
So if I don't know if you're gonna post it. I hope you post like the actual videos. The reason why I want to post it is because the videos are funny, right? They're really funny because you watch them and you're like, holy shit, that sounds like him. Now, I got mixed reactions on Instagram. When I posted it on my story, I had about 24 different people, literally like 20 of them, where 19 of them were just like, oh my God, you guys finally made it. It was hilarious. I was laughing to myself. I had 5 people, though, that were just like kind of iffy. 2 of those 5 people were like, bro, that's AI. You know what I mean? They straight up knew it was AI. And shout out to voice.ai. We have to do that shout out because it's in the terms of agreement. But like, it's crazy when it comes to the AI because we talk about artificial intelligence and how dangerous this is. What was the question that you asked? You said,
is it dangerous?
Is it dangerous, right? We're not too sure yet. So
what do you mean it's not too sure yet? You taking my voice and portraying to be me that ain't really me. For clickbait, right?
I know. Like, what if you took his voice and then went to the casino and put it with the algorithm with the slot machine, and now you got the charge in Buffalo saying "Beam Teams."
The reason why is there's 2 levels of this.
I was
right?
like, oh shit, win.
It's funny I even have to say that because there's 2 levels to this artificial intelligence, right? There's one level of it where you see it and you're not sure. You're like, okay, I see that. Oh shit. Hey, for instance, Joe Rogan. Damn, Joe Rogan shouted you guys out. That's crazy, huh? It sounded a little weird, but okay, it's Joe Rogan. Oh, it's artificial intelligence. Oh, fuck. Now I see it. Now I know. Of course. How did I not see this? What about the artificial intelligence that's like, I tell you it's artificial intelligence and you still can't believe it? That's a different level. That's a completely different level of artificial intelligence.
But this is right now, I think it's just in the beginning stages of that. I
it's
think,
a beta form. It's
but
beta.
I think that the dangers, I look at this is, it's whoever's hands it's in. You know, if you're in this person's hands, it could just be playful and you messing around. In this person's hands, it could be a lot more vindictive and, you know, and sinister.
Yeah.
The part that I think is dangerous is just the fact that you're, and this is not just I'm gonna be honest with you. This just doesn't happen with voices. In the movie industry, they're doing something similar right now. They're already talking about with the CGI. Like, how can you, like, so I don't know if you guys remember the movie Rogue One, the Star Wars movie.
Yeah, she was alive.
So there was a scene where there was another, because there was two people that were basically remade as far as CGI. One was Carrie Fisher, but she hadn't. I don't know if she had passed yet.
She already passed.
So she passed, and there was another dude in there also who was dead, who was in the original. How can you recreate someone's image? Like the money aspect. What about the estate of that person? Like how you gonna just take my image and make money off me and not pay my family?
It's very easy. They can do it in seconds.
But that's what I'm saying. But that's the dangerous problem. That's the problem that you have, and that's why I feel like something like this. Obviously, with the movie industry, the government is going to get involved. They are going to regulate this to some degree.
Not if they're in charge of it.
Paul Walker.
So we're getting new Tupac music?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
The reason why there's a lot of different levels of this, right? When it comes to everything.
Well, you haven't answered the question. Is it dangerous? Dodging that.
Of course it is. Because the only one reason, we don't know whose hands it's in. That's why it's dangerous.
Does it really matter whose hands it's in?
Fuck, it's completely dangerous then because it's decentralized. It's in no one's hands.
Shit, it's in your hands and how dangerous it's been in the last 24 hours.
Right, true. So there's something called deep learning technology. I don't know if you guys have heard of it.
And thank you guys so very much for tuning in to another episode of About the Night.
Go ahead, bro.
I want to explain this to someone like you. Okay?
Yeah.
Oh, you touched the nerve.
No, I do. I want to. So
Go
I'm
ahead.
like, how can Winston not care? I'm like, you live in a world that your kids live in. You don't care. Like, you don't care about your kids. I'm like,
Bro,
okay.
all he cares about is making you go bankrupt at that slot machine.
Jesus.
That's all he care about. He
So
don't want you to get the jackpot.
So what do you? So when
Bean
I say the word artificial intelligence, what do you think?
Bet good, nigga.
For artificial intelligence, I ask you the question for artificial intelligence. What do you think that is?
What do I think artificial intelligence is?
He thinks it's socialism.
Artificial intelligence.
What do you think that is?
An algorithm, something that's put in a database, a computer that's thinking.
Sonny from iRobot.
So
That's
it's
all you had to say.
So it's robots mimicking humans.
Okay.
Right? So it's like, so when we talk about artificial intelligence, right? There's levels to that shit. So there's machine learning, right? You know what machine learning is, right? Mm-hmm. So it's algorithms trained with like data. So basically where you say, we all have this data that's out there, right? A machine picks up that data and goes, I'm going to make a decision based off the data I've read. And it makes a decision. Very basic, right? Deep learning goes way beyond that.
Basically, he's talking about Ultron.
Right. Oh, well, Ultron's the next.
That's what I'm talking about. Like where you start thinking for yourself.
Yeah.
Where you start morally, not just database, not just the fact that you're gaining the information. You start making moral decisions.
Consciousness.
Right. That's the difference.
The difference, though, it's inspired by the structure of the human brain, artificial neuron network. Like that's actually what they're doing with like this entire thing. They're trying to take it to the next level. You guys have seen this already. You saw this 20 years ago. All of you guys did. Did you ever go on did you ever put your password into anything and it said, prove you're not a robot?
Right.
And it has some weird words on there and you had to prove you're not a robot. You remember that, right?
Right.
So you would prove you're not a robot by typing in what
or you got to
think
select
the words
certain
are.
images or stuff like that.
Here's the thing. A machine, if there was a machine trying to do that same thing, the machine would see that and be like, and it would mess up because the way they wrote it in a way a human would write it, which is not perfect. So if you were to take pixelation, like let's just to keep it simple, 5x5, right? 25 pixels. Well, this G isn't supposed to be where it's at, so it's not a complete G. Artificial intelligence would see that and it would not compute. It would be like, and it wouldn't work. A human though would see that G and be like, oh, he tried to make it a G, so it's a G, right? So that G is a G, not a 9.
Basically, the understanding is intent, As a
Right.
human, I can decipher the intent of
Right.
the individual that tried to create it. The robot cannot.
So this app, Voice.ai, uses deep learning technology, which is exactly what we would decide. It's an enhanced version of that. So now their technology can decipher that. So it can actually trick it and literally put in the words that are literally set. So that whole thing that we like 20 years ago would see and we would be like, oh yeah, I could decipher that. I'm a human. Guess what? It doesn't work no more. AI has gotten a lot smarter. It's now at deep learning technology levels. And that's what's crazy about Voice.ai is when you use this application to pick up voices, it has picked up the data that, for instance, Joe Rogan, Obama, Trump, they are at the top of the list when it comes to Voice.ai.
Because there's so much content out there.
So much content that they can pull and they can literally decide based off of so many, they base it off a human brain. That's what's crazy. I don't think people even understand this. They base it off a human brain and they stick the neurons there and they literally put all these different, like, it's hard to explain, but different like decisions or different possibilities that you can do based off a human brain, which is like, if you believe in God, if you believe in, you understand how God made us. It gets deep. But anyways, they use this technology to basically say, look, we're going to put all this data in here and you're going to base it off that. It's a deeper learning of this technology, deep learning technology, because of the fact that they can do this, right? And literally come up with just different voices and modulations and mannerisms. And they can literally pick all that information based off data online. So the more, Winton, if I wanted to make a you, right, I would just type in Winton Griffiths. Anytime that you've ever
No,
put
you
a video-
wouldn't. You'd go to Thunder Valley.
Anytime I put in the word Winton Griffiths, let's say that we made a video and we hashtag Winton Griffiths, it would pick that data up and it would learn off of what you've talked about in that video.
Beam
And
team.
It would learn beam team and
Beam team.
your pitch, your modulation, the way you spoke would be picked up and be put in the database for deep learning to learn. And guess what? By the time we have like 2, 3, 10, 20 different variations of that put into the system, now we're going to have a copy of you on there. And now we can copy your voice based off that information. That's what's scary about this. This shit is living.
That's
living.
I'm still
Man.
trying to compute how many brain cells I lost just trying to figure out this deep dive learning AI.
Man, I thought he was explaining it good.
He was, but man, goddamn.
What?
Hey man,
It's
sometimes-
called deep learning AI.
few
It's very
brain
simple.
Tony,
cells.
you just need to play the slot machine. He'll get it.
There's 3 levels. There's AI, which is the
Beam
top.
team.
There's machine learning, which is just regular computing, which means that's a light, this is a couch, big computing. And then there's deep learning, which is we learn the specifics of that. That's it. It's simple.
So think of it this way:
3 levels.
He just used that example. So a robot could be programmed to decipher they would say that's a table.
Mm-hmm.
This they would say this is a couch, that type of thing, right? They would say this is a table.
Mm-hmm.
Sophisticated AI, in which what he's referring
learning
to,
technology.
they would say that's a coffee table, that's a sofa, this is an end table.
Mm-hmm.
You see how it was specific? It's a level of sophistication in which they are able to decipher it in a much more human way, how we would describe it, and that's a different concept,
One step closer to consciousness.
right? And
One
once
step
it starts,
closer. That's
once you
crazy.
start getting into the morality conversation, when it starts to make decisions for itself based on the information that it knows, Skynet.
You lose control.
Oh, you talking about Terminator 2?
Right. That's what the whole crux of that whole movie was Skynet, and they got a hold of the nuclear missiles, and they were saying, no, the worst enemy on this planet is human beings themselves, so we
That
got to
is
blow
right.
y'all niggas up.
You lose control.
Right.
'Cause they
and
think
so,
for themselves.
Right. So I'm just saying this for right now. And do I think we're about to get to Skynet? I don't know. Maybe not in my lifetime, but pray for my kids and their kids. But I'm looking at it from just this voice and what I watch in film, how close they're getting with CGI, how they're able to basically recreate someone who's no longer with us.
Yeah.
I find that very, very dangerous and very, very eerie. I also find it disrespectful to a certain degree. If I'm dead, so think about it. Think about someone who's passed away.
Tupac.
Like his estate. So you could just because you got the technology to recreate Tupac and his voice, you got rights to make money off him and not pay him, his family, no money.
Right.
That's where I'm saying the regulation part is going to come into play.
AI just did a Jay-Z video of that. They did a Jay-Z video of him rapping raps that he didn't even do. And it sounds like Jay-Z.
Right.
It sounds just like Jay-Z.
And I think that's the dangerous part is because it's going to have to get regulated. As soon as that starts to become a little bit more mainstream,
they're gonna cut it.
You cannot steal someone's identity. That would almost be identity theft. You're literally now going into identity theft. Because we talked about it. I said, man, you can get deeper. Listen, I know we're talking about celebrities because they're the ones who have all the content out there. The Morgan Freeman's got 100 movies out there. Joe Rogan's got 1,000 podcasts out there. So there's so much data out of him speaking. It's easy to basically formulate how many words and mannerisms that he's used to talk, right? But what happens when it gets down to when we're able to get like just normal people?
There have been talks. So voice.ai has a terms of agreement section, right? In the terms of agreement, if there's anything that you're trying to use the AI for that's ill will, they will literally delete your account. It's in their terms of agreement. And that makes sense. Why? Because some people...
Sometimes the damage can always be done, though.
Here's what's crazy. Some people have been uploading other people by typing their names in and putting in the voice off a phone or off anything else.
Right.
It's the voice emulator. What it does is it picks up their voice. Hashtags, whatever it is, picks up their voice, has that person's name. And then now you can start simulating how that person basically talks. Here's what's crazy. Cartels get hold of that. And they look at families that make over $400,000 a year. And they hit up families and go, hey, and they put the families, hey, we have you, hey, just to let you know, we have your family here right now. We're going to kill them. If not, here, you can hear their voice. And they play that emulator. And it plays the family, please help me in their voice. It's not them, though.
It recently just happened.
Yeah, it's been happening already. This has been happening in this last year to where now people have been paying like $5,000 ransoms that are not real, that people were not even taking. That's what's crazy. They've been using voice.ai to use that. That's why voice.ai has been deleting those people's accounts. That's what's crazy that it's gotten that far.
But you think about it, if it gets it.
That's why the government might get involved.
That's what I'm saying. They're going to get involved.
Have to get involved.
They're going to get involved because especially when them lawsuits start rolling, which they will, somebody's going to say you can't use my voice or my likeness. Like someone like that. That is going to come down the pike, and I feel like that's the dangerous part that I see with it. And I also think it's the immoral thing because I don't think you should be able to steal other people's likeness that way.
And it's funny because the voice.ai, it's in beta form right now. It's in beta, which means there's a better form after that. And it's crazy because you can literally, here's my thing. I actually listen to a lot of different people on YouTube, like trying to emulate voices. If you have an accent, it's going to pick up the accent. If you can act, right? If you can emulate voices and impersonate them. And that's why.
So if Jay Farrow got a voice.ai account, nigga, it's a wrap.
Oh, yeah. 100% because
Jay
he can
Farrell
actually
get everybody.
He'll get the mannerisms, he'll get everything like that. The voices I did, I actually almost without the voice emulator almost sounded like them. But it worked even better and it made the voices. That's why the Joe Rogan one, people believe that because I actually sounded like Joe Rogan and did the same mannerisms.
So if Brent Pillar got that, it would be over.
Oh yeah, Brent Pillar, Brent Pillar would kill that shit.
His impersonation is good.
Yeah. His impersonation is great. He would get that shit and just be able to just completely kill it. And it's in beta form. Once it gets in alpha form, that's a different level. I don't know what's going to happen once it gets in alpha form. Why? Because, and by the way, if anybody wants to know, and that's why I wanted to shout it out, this app is going to be available April 23rd for phones. Right now, it's just desktop for Windows. But if you guys want to get it on your phone, it's going to be April 23rd. You can get it on your phone, emulate any voices. It's free. It's completely free. You get like 50,000 credits. Basically, that's 5 voices. You can look up voices on there, but guess what? You get 5,000 voices every like other day. Like they give you an extra 5,000 voices to go into.
That's what's up, sir.
Yeah. So if you guys ever want to do it, do it. It's funny. And they have a live version. So this is mainly for GPT. If you guys don't know what that is, it's for gaming. Basically, you can have it on live form where you can be like streaming, right? Like on Discord or something and be talking to your friends. I could have like Obama's voice as I'm playing a video game. Be like,
that's wild.
I'm gonna need you to go in and apprehend those people in the corner. There you go. Good job there.
You're gonna be like, you're gonna shoot someone. We got him.
We got him. Got him now. 1 in 5.
Got him.
You'll be able to emulate Obama's voice in
That's
real-time gaming. It's a live mode that they have on there. So there's
They'd be
record
like,
mode and live mode.
They'd
So.
be like, why you can't? Fake news.
It's fake news. Don't believe it.
Don't believe it.
We have a higher KD. We have a higher KD than them. Don't believe it.
That's hella funny, man.
Hey! The casino slot machine's laughing. He's amused.
Hey, you are gonna have to run.
Beam team.
You're gonna have to